Hey Envoys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into the second Envoy Hour, and while a lot of it focused on mechanics and technical details, we were able to get some lore news as well. Before we talk about that though, just a reminder that Soulframe is still in early alpha, and things are subject to change. With that being said, let's get into it. Envoy Hour number 2 was meant to highlight some of the new content that's coming with Preludes 11. That update was originally supposed to launch at the end of this month, and I know a lot of us thought it might be launching yesterday, but it's now been delayed by about a week. Which is understandable. It sounds like the team is still polishing up some systems and mechanics, including the transmods system. But for us lore hunters, the real gold came when Steve Sinclair, the CEO of Digital Extremes, started talking about the Bromius Quest that's coming with the update and that we saw gameplay from at this year's TennoCon. In the Bromius Quest, the Envoy gets drugged with psychedelic mushrooms. While under the effects, they experience a flash forward. Yes, a flash forward, not a flashback. This is a huge deal because I, and I know a lot of you too, had assumed that this was a look into the Envoy's past when we served as a Tempest for the Ode before being banished from the Sky Tower at the beginning of the game. Today was the first time to my knowledge that Digital Extremes has confirmed that the vision is not in the past, but actually of the future. In the vision, the Envoy walks into what appears to be a room on an Odin Sky Tower, and is compelled through mind control to kneel before Lord Synod, the leader of the Ode, before we hand him a magical seed. This seed isn't just a random trinket, it's a seed from an elder voicing tree. These trees are incredibly rare and powerful, and their sap is said to give drinkers visions of the future. In the wrong hands, it could potentially shape the entire balance of power on Alka. If this vision is real and comes to pass, then that means at some point in the future, the Envoy will fall into the hands of the Ode, which raises all sorts of questions, like how will the Ode capture us? Under their control, will we be forced to betray the Fey Empress's location? And what role does that Elder Voicing Tree seed really play? Could it be the key to unlocking her fate or finding out where she actually is? And if the vision is inevitable, can the Envoy change their destiny, or are we doomed to walk right into it? This is where things get really interesting for me. Digital Extremes could draw from some amazing science fiction inspirations here. Think of Paul Atreides in Dune, Anakin Skywalker in Star Wars, or even Christopher Pike in Star Trek. Their visions show them possible and in some cases certain futures that they have to wrestle with and then make decisions that could impact the end result. That tension between destiny and free will could then become a central theme for the Envoy story. Do we accept what we've seen, or do we fight against it, knowing that it might make things even worse? Another really interesting section of the stream came when Steve talked about inspirations for Soulframe's story. He mentioned Princess Mononoke, which I've actually broken down in a previous video, and also The Neverending Story, a 1984 fantasy film. Now, Steve talked about The Neverending Story specifically when he was asked about the Fey Empress in chat, which leads me to have the sneaking suspicion that the Empress in The Neverending Story might be being used as inspiration for the Fey Empress in Soulframe. In The Neverending Story, the Empress is a childlike ruler of a fantasy kingdom known as Fantasia, who appears as a girl who's no older than 10 with snow white hair, golden eyes, and a gown to match. She's known in the movie as the golden-eyed commander of wishes, and the fate of all the kingdom of Fantasia is tied to her life. Hearing Steve reference her makes me think that we're going to see similar qualities in Soulframe's Fey Empress, someone ancient yet childlike, withdrawn yet cosmically important, whose very existence might be tied to the fate of the world. And if the Ode discover her location, the consequences could be catastrophic. So between the confirmation of this flash forward, the revelation of the Elder Voicing Tree seed, and the inspirations that Steve cited, the Bromius Quest in Preludes 11 is shaping up to be one of the more important story beats that we've seen so far. And I cannot wait to see how Digital Extremes pays this all off when the update finally drops. But now I want to hear from you. What do you think about this flash forward reveal? Do you think the Envoy is doomed to hand the seed to Lord Synod, or will we find a way to break free of the Ode's control? And what do you make of the Fey Empress possibly drawing inspiration from the childlike Empress? I've never seen The Neverending Story, but after today's stream, I feel like it's probably going to make my list of movies to watch for this upcoming weekend. Anyways, thanks for tuning in, and if you love diving deep into the lore of Soulframe, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the next breakdown. Until next time, have a great rest of your week.